guys? The Bench Buddies are back, and we haven't done an NBA Power Rankings in a while. So we're going to get one out for you today. But before we do, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we just surpassed 100 subscribers. So we're going to be doing that giveaway sometime soon here. But let's get right into the video. 30th, we got the Houston Rockets. And the only thing they're playing for is that number one pick right now. They're 5-10, really 20-55, kind of right where we thought they would be. And they're looking for another top pick next year. 29th, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Josh Giddey, that looks great. Hoping to get him back soon. Lots of picks, lots of potential, and they're hoping for a top pick as well. 28th, get the Orlando Magic. And this is a team that started to come on a little bit in the second half, playing kind of around 500 in the second half of the season. But they need a young big like Jabari Smith or Chet Holmgren to really complete this team. And, really, it's going to be a young team for the future, and they just need some key pieces in the draft. 27, we got the Detroit Pistons, and they're a brand new team after the All-Star break. I think the Bagley acquisition was a great pickup there, and Cade Cunningham is probably going to win Rookie of the Year. And the Pistons have a lot of promise going into the next few years. 26th, we got the Indiana Pacers. Not much to be said about this team, except they're already looking forward to next year. TJ Warren's out for the year, but Chris Duarte is the only bright spot for the Pacers this year. 25th, we got the Kings, the most poverty franchise in all of NBA. And Sabonis was already hurt, and that's not good for them, after trading for him. But this Kings team, it's going to be a while before I think they officially can compete. 24th, we got the Blazers, and this was the team that unfortunately fell off. Obviously, when Dame went down, this team went down as well. But Anthony Simmons and Jusuf Nurkic are really the two that have held this team together. That 2-13 record, pretty much has eliminated them from making the playoffs. 23rd, we got the Spurs. They're there for the West. They can make a run, but they need a playoff push. They need to win, these last 8 games to probably even have a shot. Not looking good, but you never know. 22nd, we got the Lakers, and Russell Westbrook yet again made a franchise turn poverty. LeBron, who knows what he's going to do. AD, they need him back, but it's just too little too late, I think, for the Lakers. The Wizards, I don't know what's to be said about this team. Porzingis, his piece is going to be, a big acquisition there. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen in the long run here for the Wizards, but they are trying to get into the playoffs still, and they have a shot. Not a good one, but you never know. 20th, we got the Pelicans, and with McCollum, this team's gotten a lot better, but Zion is a big question. We've seen his dunking video, but will he be back to play some games? 19th, we got the Knicks. It was looking like a lost season, but they're still hanging around. But consistency was the big thing that held this team back. They're playing around 500 ball right now, but if that would have been helpful at the beginning of the year. Clippers, without Kawhi and Paul George, I think playoffs is their best shot at coming back. But Ty Lue's been doing great this year, really coming out of nowhere and putting this team, in contention for a playoff spot. 17th, we got the Hawks, right at 500 with 8 games to go, and they could be a sleeper playing team. Was last year's run a fluke? It could be a little bit. But this Hawks team, we saw them do it last year, so they can make another run. 16th, we got the Hornets, and they've won the last 7 out of 8, but the defense is what's going to hold them back. And if they make the playoffs, there's going to be some high-scoring teams, and I think that is not a good matchup for them. 15th, we got the Cavs, who have started to fall, and I think they're going to make the playoffs by default. They might even fall to a play-in, but that first half of the season was huge for them. What were they? I think 3rd or 4th. Going the All-Star break, and now they are 6th. So it's not looking good, but if they can win, 8 more games, let's say they get an 8-game winning streak, there's no doubt that they could even be the number 1 seed just because of how good the East is this year. Then we got the Brooklyn Nets at 14th. Little low for, I think, the 3rd best favorites to win it all. But Kyrie for the rest of the year is the huge storyline for the Nets. And Ben Simmons, when will he be available? 13th, we got the Toronto Raptors. And if the starting 5 gets hurt, this team is in big trouble. But this is a sleeper team that could make a run for the playoffs because, Fred VanVleet, he's a dog, and he's really been carrying this team so far. But, the 6 might have something cooking. 12th, we got the Bulls, and they have the difficult schedule remaining, one of the most. And Lonzo, will he be back for the playoffs is the big question mark around this Bulls team. But they've really started to falter a little bit. and you can see why they're moving down here. 11th, we've got the Denver Nuggets, 11-6 since our last time doing this video, but they have lost 5 out of their last 9. And could Jokic win MVP yet again? 10th, we've got the Timberwolves. And I think this is a team that you're sleeping on, everybody's sleeping on, is the Minnesota Timberwolves. 13-5 since our last ranking, 10 games above 500. And is Anthony Edwards and Cat the most underrated duo in the NBA? Those two have been playing some really good ball. Cat's actually healthy this whole year. And it really shows how good the Timberwolves could be if, Cat stays healthy for a whole year. And they're getting some pieces, and definitely a team that, could make a run. 9th, we've got the Dallas Mavericks, 11-5 since last ranking. But they're bottom 10 in the league in all 3 of those categories, but they're still finding ways to win. And, come playoff time, throw that out the window. As long as you win in advance, that's all that matters. And I think getting rid of Porzingis was the best thing that's happened to the Mavericks, because since then their play has elevated, and that's why they're up here in the top 10. 8th, we got the Utah Jazz. Nothing to say, just a very consistent team. But the assists per game is what's lacking for this Jazz team if you had to find a blemish. And are they going to make another run like they have been doing in previous years? We're just going to have to see in that crowded West. 7th, we've got the 76ers. And Harden and Embiid look great together. Are they the best duo in the NBA? We'll have to find out come playoff time, because, they're not very clutch in the playoffs or late game heroics. But everyone's happy after the trade. Ben Simmons got his wish. Harden got his wish. And it's looking good for the Sixers. 6th, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis for MVP. Looking pretty good, but I don't know if he's going to win it compared to Joel. But Middleton's going to be a key piece for the Bucks if they want to repeat as champions. It could happen. That East, I think it's the top 4 all one game within each other for that 1 seed. It really matters because, that 5, 6, 7, 8, whoever those teams are, it's a very drop-off, I would say, a very big drop-off from the play-in team. So definitely want to be the higher seeds. 5th, we got the Warriors, and this is a team that's coasting into the playoffs, no doubt about it. Draymond's back, which is a good thing, but when he came back, Steph got hurt. And we're going to see when Steph can return. That's going to be the big question mark for this Golden State Warrior team. 4th, we got the Miami Heat. Record-wise, I believe they're the still best team in the East. I'm not sure. But Kyle Lowry is the missing piece for this Heat team that's really got them to where they have been now. But are they going to be able to keep it up, as we've seen them slowly falter in these last few games? They're a team that's kind of coasting in the playoffs as well, but I think their record is going to earn them, a decent first-round matchup. 3rd, we have the Boston Celtics. Robert Williams is the big storyline here. When will he return? Tearing that Achilles, never a good sign. 3 weeks left in the season, but we're going to see how the Celtics can function without him, because he has been a huge piece to the Celtics, moving all the way up here to 3rd, and they've won their last 13 of 15, and he's been a big part of that. 2nd, we have the Grizzlies staying pat. 52-23 this year. Ja, I think he should win Most Improved for sure. MVP, maybe, probably not though. But this is a very young team exceeding expectations. It's kind of like the Suns last year, but better record-wise. And I think Ja and company are going to have something cooking here for the playoffs. And of course, at number 1, we got the Phoenix Suns. I mean, they've been the best team in the NBA by far. Clear-cut favorite to win it all. And even with CP3 out, this team is just absolutely dominating. I think he's back now, before that graphic there. I believe he's back, and, 7 games to go. They've already locked up the number 1 seed, but the Suns, definitely the team to beat. That's going to be it for the video today. If you liked it, hit that like button below. Comment where you think some teams should change places for the rankings. And just subscribe to that channel. We said we're doing that giveaway soon, so make sure you're there for that. But until next time, the Bench Buddies are out.
She never called back.